right, ladies and gentlemen, it is your favorite dark sorcerer here, and today I'd like to discuss the threefold reply. Okay, now this is some questions and some things that have been going on that have come my direction. So I thought I'd take a few minutes today and kind of just discuss them a little bit, reply. Now, some people, hey, Echelon, some people have been coming to me asking about meditation. Okay. What kind of incense or candles would I suggest, settings wise? And how would I go about doing it? My personal views, my personal understanding of this stuff. So, this one's to clarify that. Now, there is a few types of things that I could recommend to you on this. For an example, my favorite when it comes to just meditating for like say 30 minutes or so, maybe an hour max, depending on how quiet it is in my place of residence, you know, how long it takes for me to get in there, how far I need to relax because my job is very stressful. It is very high strung, but at the same time it's low impact. So it comes down to your work and your home situation as well. Now, personally, I go to Walmart and I pick up these little tea leaf candles, the tea leaf. All right, and I use one of these. Now, with tea leaf candles, you can actually light one of them in a dark room, like say your inner sanctum, your altar room. Just place one of them on your altar table and just sit there and relax, focus your attention upon the flame, and just let go. Focus all that energy on the flame itself. And as you feel yourself relaxing, you could literally see what is going on around the flame, especially if you've summoned a being like, say, a jinn, demon, angel, Ugan, Noah, whatever, to come and commune with you. Just to let your energies mix in. But if it's just you trying to relax and focus your mind to bring yourself into balance, harmony with not just you, but the forces and energies around you, I would recommend the tea leaf candles because they really are light enough when they come down to it. They don't put out a lot of heat, they don't put out a lot of light. So you're not going to get distracted by things on the walls. You're not going to get distracted by anything. You're just going to be able to focus your mind and your attention on the flame itself. But also, when you close your eyes and focus internally and just relax your body and try to bring yourself, like I said, back into that harmony, that balanced state, that is a very good thing. And I suggest personally tea leaf candles outside of pillar candles or the 7 day candles. Okay, which you can also get those at Walmart as well. The pillar candles I would recommend Hobby Lobby or some other candle place that actually sells them. A lot of time it's a local, how should I say this, modern day pagan shops, that sell them. They create them, they make them, and then they sell them. Now, some of the things that I would recommend for incense in this case would be, and you can find these around, normally they're around the candle aisles in Walmart, or even Hobby Lobbies for that matter. When you go in, You find the candle aisle, they're either hanging on the wall or they're in some kind of bin at the end cap. Okay. And these little wax warmer type things. The wax warmers themselves can use tea leaf candles. Okay. Tea leaf candle sits in the bottom, the base, so you can actually visually focus on that and you get that aroma. Okay. Hey, Gary, what's going on? So the aroma can actually fill it, and you're not getting all that smoke, from like the charcoal or the incense stick. Wax warmers are very good in that setting, okay? Especially if you have a child, okay? Because a lot of times, they don't want anything of that child, that smoke to get around the children. So, especially the young ones, like the newborns and stuff, because their lungs are still developing. So, yeah, I've been up now for about 3 hours, a little over 3 hours. So I do understand that one. You should know because I got one of my three favorite cups here, coffee wise. So I hear you on that one, Carrie. So yeah, tea leaf candles and wax warmers goes a long way, and you can have any kind of incense, flavorings. For an example, Indio Seas is pretty good. Apple Crisp is pretty good. Okay, even the well, what do they call that? The winter something is pretty good as well. I like the winter one because of the fact that it kind of smells like the woods. A lot of people, that live in the cold regions, like say Siberia or Alaska. You can't really go out and meditate in the woods because of the cold. A lot of times it's down by zero, so you really can't do that. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing here in Maine. Like right now, it is literally uh, 9 degrees where I am. Okay, so if you're not used to the cold weather, and you don't want to sit out there and meditate out in the cold, you can get this type of wax warmer. What you know, one of these things. It just takes one of them and it melts it. Smells just like pine trees, so it's awesome setting. Um, One of the other things that I would recommend is charcoal. Okay, in this case, this is about 87 to 97 cents. Okay, at Walmart. All right, and you can pick two up for about $2. This one here is Dragon's Blood. I love Dragon's Blood because I work a lot with the draconic attributes. I work with Lucifer, Lucifer's Raphael. I work a lot with Leviathan. Okay, like right now, I'm working with Leviathan because he's the ruler of February. He's also the prince of envy. Okay, so you're getting a multiple different multitude just by working with Leviathan during February. Now, as for incense sticks, there's numerous types that you can utilize. Okay, number one, you can use Dragon's Blood, frankincense, myrrh. Okay, those are the three main ones that a lot of practitioners that I've come across seems to want to work with. Okay, but a lot of them don't realize the multitude of things that you can do with them and what they can do for your home, such as protection. Okay, they can, if you use one stick of each and you do any form of, say, for example, sigil or symbol, and you speak in, say, a mantra or some kind of phrase that is along your individual path working, such as a small prayer like "In nomine Dinastri Satanae Luciferi Excelsi." Okay, you are actually placing a blessing upon that section, like say every window, every vent, every entrance in and out of your home, not just the archways within the home. Okay, but it sets up that protective barrier. So in this case, these incense are very mandatory in that case. They don't just smell good, and they don't just work well with the Demerge or the Fallen Angelic. Okay, but they do have a lot of different things that you can utilize them for. Now, when it comes to meditation and relaxation, I always go with Nag Champa. Okay, I love this one. Okay, the scent of it is very relaxing to me. It's like it's an aroma that really relaxes. It's calming and it's great for meditation. It's great for visualization. And if you're doing some form of evocation or invocation, perhaps trying to um, bring forth a vision of some kind, I would recommend this one because it does work. It's that clear setting of calm, relaxation, but also it's great for visual. I've had a lot of clear visions with working with this one type of incense. It's not recommended. It just basically through my own studies of demonolatry, the he is associated with as one of the seven princes, the original seven princes. He's associated with the sin of envy, and it said that he is also the ruler of February. Now, do you have to work with him in February only? No. It will probably give you more benefit if you with your workings if you work with him during this month. Yes, but you can work with him anytime throughout the year. And so that is the incense and the candles questions that I have been asked. Um, Carrie Darkstar says sandalwood and frankincense is my go-to for ritual and cleansing. That is actually true. I've got when working with Lucifer or Satan or even Azazel, okay, for that matter, Orion, Shirobog, okay, from the Mazajir Cabal system. Sandalwood is one of the best ones to use for demonic summonings. I've gotten a lot of good replies and a lot of good benefits just by working with sandalwood. So I do recommend that as well. Exactly, Alexander. And the funny thing is that if you go back long before Leviathan and you go back into say the pre-Canaanite aspects of history into what is now what used to be known as the Chaldeans, you'll actually notice that the parent of Baal was Dagon, and he's one of four sub archdemons. Okay, Azrael, Ramiel, or Raziel, Dagon, and Asmodee. Okay, these are considered the four archdemons. Okay, so that's very very beneficial to know as well. I mean, sure, there's been a lot of other dragons that have popped up throughout history, like say the Necromyicon, Tiamat, the dragon of chaos, mate to Leviathan. Okay, there's a lot of stories mixed in around that, especially through the Anima Elish, okay, which is considered to be the first tablet. So, very, very interesting facts there. I mean, you got Corazon, Shirazon, Leviathan, Tiamat, Dagon, so there's a lot of them that are out there. So, even Behemoth, although Behemoth is known as a great beast, he's more of a dweller, a subdweller from within the earth. But yeah, I guess you can classify him as like a dinosaur or a dragon in some cases, just by his looks alone. But, anyways, okay, that one there. So, anyways, that's the end of that first reply right there. Okay, because the first one was one of the most important ones that I've been getting is about incense and candles and how to utilize them. Okay, now the second reply is, what do you do when you are attacked? Okay. How do you defend yourself from an attack from a fellow practitioner or the mundane? Well, first thing you got to understand is that the mundane are programmed through the JCI. They have a lot of servitors, they have a lot of sentinels, and they have a lot of methods that they can utilize to come at you. Okay, they have power, they actually have the money and the means to back it up. All right. So you really have to know your not only your biblical aspects of things, but you also have to understand that a lot of what they do is meant to get a rise out of you. Okay, they're gonna try to push you. They're gonna try to bully you. Okay, into submission because they want you as an acolyte. So anything not of them is considered of the devil, and they want you to abandon all that and join them because they want you to believe that they are the only ones out there that are correct. This is called religion, okay? Religions are folly. They are all folly, okay? When you look at a religion, every faction can be broken down into three categories. One, their doctrine. Two, the different subcategories of their followers. And three, the way their hierarchy is run. All right. This is everything from paganism to you name it, it's there. Okay. It's not just pagan or Wiccan practices, it's also in satanic orders and temples. It's it's also right there in the JCI, but also through the governments down into the populace. Okay. It is a ranking system. And it's ruled to it's created to intimidate and enslave a populace. So the first thing I would recommend is upon your path, you really have to know your path. Okay. You have to know your workings. Second of all, you really have to know your rights. Okay. Every country has a legal system. Okay. They have legal laws that you can go to. Like, say, for example, right here in the United States of America, the when we look at what a religion is, according to the First Amendment, the recognized religion has a following, okay, has doctrine, and most importantly, has a foundation, okay. This is the legal representation of what a protected religion is, okay. It's not just the fact that it brings in revenue, okay, and revenue is the biggest thing about religions. It is based off finances. This is what gives them their power and their recognition, okay. But let's say, for an example, this isn't enough. Well, then let's look at religious land use and personalized religious acts. Okay. Now, there's a lot of things that go into this, from religious land use and how you can get a tax break and all this other stuff. But the point you want to look into is what is known as equal terms. Okay. Under equal terms in A, B, C, and D, it clearly states that no individual, sect, assembly, or organization has a right to limit or deny your freedom of religion. Okay. But also, when you look up witchcraft in general, there's a lot of mumbo jumbo codes, penal codes, that will protect you as well. And this is stuff that has been reconstructed at least 3 or 4 times since the 17th century, at least that I know of. Okay. 17th century, 18th century, 19th century, 20th century. And it was to better acquaint religion, but also personalize religion. Now, Wiccans and Wicca practices claim that they are protected through the witchcraft law. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Wiccan and Wicca was not recognized as a protected religion. Witchcraft, on the other hand, is. Witchcraft is considered a protected religious status. So if you're practicing any form of sorcery, witchcraft in general, it's protected, which means the legal laws cannot touch you. They cannot limit you. They cannot do shit to hurt you. So they have to use other means. Okay. It could be, say, for example, child protective services. It could be anything from false accusations, the false witnesses. It can go into a lot of different areas. So knowing your legal rights and how to counteract it, like, say, going for the American Civil Liberties Union, okay, filing with them, repeatedly following with them to get their attention, okay, they will investigate and they will fine the individuals heavily. Okay. Another organization is the DOJ, the Department of Justice. Okay. Their job is mandatory to protect the United States Constitution. Okay. Now, you can't just go in and try to dissolve it. No, because you're going to get your ass in a sling. But if you know the tricks and the sleight of hand tricks to protect yourself and what to use and when to use it, it's a good thing. Okay. So, and trust me, I've dealt with the Bible Belt. I've done, I've had to deal with a lot over the years. So, yeah, it's just things that you learn and you pick up as you go that you'll find what works and what doesn't, just like in any given practice of magic, sorcery, or even path working, root working, or whatever you want to call them. Now, the second and the third kind of go hand in hand. So this kind of reply is kind of a dualistic. Well, I wouldn't call it dualistic. It's more of kind of go hand in hand type thing. Now, as I noticed a little bit ago, you have false witnesses. You have those who mislead people. You have those who like to slander. Okay, this is called defamation of character, which means you can open up a civil lawsuit against somebody. Okay, for slander, especially if you have the proof and the evidence to back it up. All right. Now, to this date, I've never had to do that. I never had the means or the willingness to go ahead and do that type of thing. But you do have a lot of individuals out there who are false witnesses. They will lead you down the wrong path. Okay. You take a couple videos as of late over the last month by Slade and Sorcery. Ever since I got involved with the Mazajura Cabal system, I have been attacked by Sladen, aka Mobius Black. Okay. I've been compared to both a good friend of mine, brother, Marcus, and a guy that I'm not acquainted with, but I am aware of, VK Jahannam. Okay. Now, VK and I used to be friends on Facebook. Okay. So I'm going to start here. He was led down a path of misinformation, and he chose to attack me with that information. Now, he later recanted and apologized, stating clearly that he was given false information. You see, this is what a man does. A man can admit when he's wrong. A man can step up to the plate and say, hey, I was given misinformation. I apologize. Okay? So I have nothing against VK Johanna, but I have nothing to do with him or his sorceries. His little YouTube channel, his Facebook page, all that stuff. I could care less about it. It doesn't affect me one way or the other. He and I, as far as I'm concerned, are on good terms. Okay? So I'm putting that out there right now. VK Johanna and I are on good terms. Do we associate with each other? No. Are we aware of what each other does? Well, if I'm aware of what he's doing, you can damn well bet he knows what I'm doing. So, but does it mean that you have to sit there and wage war against your enemies? No. And this is one of the things that has been coming up a lot lately. What do you do when somebody attacks you personally? What do you do if somebody tries to accuse you of things without evidence? Well, as I've stated in numerous videos, number one, if you're going to preach something, always back it up with facts. And number two, always make yourself available to the public. Because as a dark sorcerer, as a priest or priestess, you answer to the people, not to yourself. Okay? Especially if you're doing educational videos or trying to create a brand. Okay? A personalized brand. Okay? A lot of practitioners go out and they sell their magic, their services. Okay, this is all good. The people have been doing sorcerers and sorcerers have been doing this since the ancient world. Okay, this is nothing new, but people are acting like it is. Okay, I can tell you through my own studies, my own practices, that I found references to the rich giving currency to magicians, sorcerers, sorceresses. Those who don't have the finances give furs, fish, things of equal trade for that practitioner's services. Okay, this is worldwide, not just in European, but also right here in the New World. Same exact thing, just different circumstances. Okay, now, anytime I get into a path working, I always do my own homework. Okay, I've always done my own homework. I've taken up the better part of a year, if not years, doing my own research. Okay, for an example, a friend of mine's mother passed away. She was actually killed in a car accident when her daughters were young. Okay, I'm talking single digits. Okay, and the song that was played at their mother's funeral, it's taken me over 20 years just to find the band who performed that song. And when I found it, I got 3 copies, one from me, one from my mother, and one for these siblings. Okay? Patience comes with study and practice. The older you get, you're going to learn patience. You're going to learn understanding of how things work. You're not just going to type in a subject like, say, the definition of Dralith, and it goes right to Dark Elven. It's not going to go to the Fey mythology. You see, it's a matter of looking up the definitions of different characteristics. For an example, when you type in Sidi, well, better yet, why don't we go with Sith? Okay, Sith. This is one of the things that is in Profane Seals put out by Sumner Straightwood. Okay, and this is actually where Sladen seems to have a misunderstanding about. Okay, and I'll get to this and why. And I want you guys to understand this. First of all, you can type in Sith. You can type in Leech, the Lick or Glick. Okay, all you want. It's not going to bring you into the territory that you want. Okay, you can type in necromancy and come up with a lot of different subjects, from gaming systems to role playing games to actual practices. But when you're dealing with dead or death, you're going to have different names, different locations and regions of the world. You're going to be able to go into all of these things. But when you type in, like I said, lick, Liche, okay, or Leiche, you're not going to come up with a lot of information on it outside of what the definition is. Death, dead body, okay? Things that are associated with necromancy. When I typed in Drelith, it didn't take me into the Fae. It didn't take me into the Elven. It took me the better part of a year with a couple of people directing of what they believed it is to actually find the proof of what it was. Okay. So when I go into a system, I don't go in blind. I'm patient. I do my own homework. Okay. Now, according to Sladen himself, Mobius Black, apparently I'm not paying attention. Apparently, I'm blinded by Marcus, Sumnus, and pumping them up. Well, let's take a look at this for a moment. My videos, and you can go into all my videos, you're going to see I'm giving you references, regions of the world that they're found in, and my personal experiences within this path working with these individuals. Okay. The only thing I give credit to is who directed me to that path working, to these beings. So the fact that you claim that VK, myself, and Marcus sit there and pump each other up, you're really a dumbass because you don't know anything. Because VK has already told you that he doesn't pump me up or need to. In fact, we don't even communicate. We haven't communicated since that one altercation between us about a year or so ago. If you had actually done your homework, you would know this. Second of all, I've never had anything to do with Sumnus Straywood. Okay? I don't talk to him. I do have his profile messenger on my messages. I have sent him a couple of messages to which he has never replied. Okay? Never replied. So I've never had any dealings with him personally. I've seen all his videos. I've seen all of Marcus's videos. But I've never had anything to do with Sumnus himself. As for Marcus, he has never pumped me up. He has never told me what to believe or what to do. When I've gone to him and I've asked questions, he gives suggestions. Suggestions. Okay? I gave him an image of a being that I saw in a meditation about 6 months ago. And He came back and gave me two names to look into of what he thought that I had seen. It took me another 3 to 4 months before I even came across the being that I had seen. So, anytime I've gone to Marcus Sladen, he has never told me what to believe or what to do, but instead he's given me things to think about and to contemplate, things that I had not considered upon the path workings of the Messenger Cabal system of sorcery. But he has never told me what to study. He has never told me what to get into. He has never told me what to believe. So again, Sladen, you're an idiot. And while I'm on the topic of this, I've seen all your videos. You have never put anything educational forth. You've never shown any form of sorcery whatsoever. All your videos are is trying to defame those who are actually going somewhere. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you try to defame someone. It's ego driven. It's about them seeking attention. And that's what a lot of this is. Somebody sees that you're doing something and you're actually achieving something great. Okay? You're benefiting from your sorcery, your practices, things that you are studying, applying, and experimenting with. Not just from one region of the world, but a lot of regions of the world. And you're putting those works forward for others to actually learn from and benefit from. Okay? That's if they so choose to. There's some people that are only in it for attention. There is people out there whose only interest is to give you false information, to misdirect your purposes because they themselves lack the motivation to actually do it themselves. Okay? So the three types of reply is on candles, upon personalized attacks, and how to counteract them, and what to do. Now, I've already stated that I'm not getting involved in anybody's drama. I can care less. You take what Ed Morrow is saying about me, okay? Or used to say about me, I should say. Because I didn't defend him, that I didn't choose his side, I chose to stay out of it. Apparently, I'm a snake in the grass. Wow. Because I didn't want to get involved in your drama? In fact, if I'm not mistaken, and I've already proven this through your own texts, your own comments upon my workings, you said this is where we part ways, and I said that is your choice. And not 2 days, not a day later, you're sitting there saying, well, happy whatever on Messenger. And then you try to attack both me and several others in a single post, referring to me as a snake in the grass while kissing my ass at the same time and apologizing with the other hand. Hmm. Yeah, that's dualistic. That's hypocritical. But you know what? I got nothing against you. I really don't. Doesn't mean I want to be a part of your world. That I don't want anything to do with your drama, your stupidity. You want to live in divisions and paranoia, that's on you. And as this cup says, no time for your bullshit. Because anyone who knows me knows three things. And this is something that Sladen also put forth in his last video, where he first tagged me, VK, and Marcus in a single video, was this. He said he had more followers than I do, more subscriptions. Well, first of all, Sladen, not everything is about subscriptions. Not everything is about popularity or followers. You see, I don't care about how many subscriptions I get to my channel. I don't care how many followers I have, because to me it's about the sorcery. It's about the practices. It's about mythology. It's about history and art. It's about delving into the systems of sorcery and mastering them. You see, practice makes perfect. I could care less about popularity. Everything I do on these live videos is an educational tool for those who wish to learn sorcery, those who wish to find sources of information upon their own unique path workings that they're drawn to. If they like what I do and want to follow me, cool. If they want to subscribe to my channel and to see what else I bring to the table, cool. It's their choice. Just like it's your choice to erase all your videos due to third-party privacy and to block people and run with your tail between your legs because nobody's paying attention to you. You see, if I wanted popularity, if I wanted to be famous, I would make up things. I would do whatever to get those things in my life. But it's not about that. Perhaps someday you'll get that. Perhaps someday you, Ed, and your little followers there will figure that out. You see, it's about the knowledge. It's about the practice. It's not about associations. It's not about enemies. It's not about who's attacking and who's doing what. I'm not involved in encampments, adversities. I could care less about who's running for president, what somebody else is doing. If I like what you're doing, I'm going to follow you. As a good friend of mine, a brother from another mother, who lives in Canada, so colorfully put it, I like your work. I'm going to follow your work. It's that simple. We learn from each other. We grow from each other. Everyone brings something to the table. Just because you don't agree with something doesn't mean you have to try to go out there and defraud them or defame them. That, my friends, is on these individuals. The reason they're getting so butthurt is because nobody's paying attention. Nobody really could care less what they're doing because they're too busy living their own life. They're too busy getting into the practices, the arts, and trying to expand themselves through self evolution. This is what sorcery is. It's about you. Even E.A. Koetting said that whatever black magic you practice, You won't. You see, it is what you make it, not when somebody else makes it. I mean, you take Turk Suzij versus Aleister Crowley, okay? Two prime examples right here. Aleister Crowley created what was known as the Thelema system of sorcery, of witchcraft. He was known and marked as the Beast 666, the wickedest man alive, because he did everything from whipping himself to drugs, alcohol, you name it, even orgies, to master the Egyptian style sorcery that he practiced. Now, here we are, almost a century later. You have the Embassy of Lucifer, the founder, Turk Suzij. He created and wrote the demonic Bible, which was based off the Thelema system. But what he did was he took the Thelema system and he took it beyond. He took it beyond and made it into demonic evocations. Thelema Zapior Dietas, to will into being. Very, very potent magic right there. And I can tell you that it works because I practiced it. My brother Brian Snelling practiced it and he had his own unique experience within it. You go into Anton Zandalavay's demonic Bible or satanic Bible, and you do the invocation there to Satan, utilizing the 19 Enochian keys, either by John Dee or by the other guy, depending on which version you want to go by. And you're going to have your own unique experience there. You look at Baphomet X, otherwise known as Joseph Nunn, good brother of mine, friend. I love his work. The things he's done through evocation, even I'm envious. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm envious of this guy. He gets more freaking contact by spirits than I do in 30 years of practice. I really have to delve deep. I really have to put in a lot of hours through meditation and root workings just to get some form of answer. And he gets them in less than 3 days. I can go 6 months before I even get an answer. But you know what? It's there. So maybe it is fitting that I'm working with Leviathan in February, the ruler of the sin known as envy. Yeah. So really keep that in mind. There's always going to be somebody out there that's better than you in sorcery. A more experienced mage or sage, wizard, warlock, witch, bruja, brujo, priest or priestess. But like I said, we all bring something to the table to which we can learn from. You just got to simply make up your own mind. Do you want to be a part of the drama? Do you want to be a part of the encampments, the adversities, or do you want to evolve and become more? That is your choice and your choice only. But that has been this video on the threefold reply. All right. I want to thank all of you who have participated in this video. I want to thank all of those who have liked and watched this video. and I hope you learn from it. It's up to you. All right. Starting this week, this coming week, I am going to be putting forth a new series, and I hope that you guys will like it because it's based off actual research and actual practice. And I'm going to be showing it to you in a lot of different mannerisms, different tactics, different methods of employment. And I think it will benefit a lot of people. So, with that said, have a good day. And until next time, you're welcome. Have a good night.